evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 p.m. and time to begin our Planning Commission for this month. First item will be the invocation given by Commissioner Hatley, followed by the flag salute led by Commissioner Davis. Please stand.
Lord, we come before you tonight to do what's best for the city of Yukon and its citizens. Help us, guide us, do what's morally right for everyone in this great city. And we also ask that you watch over our policewomen and men and our firefighters and keep them safe, and all of our military that's stationed around the globe. Amen.
Address flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please, Kathy.
Chairman Taylor?
Here.
Commissioner Davis?
Here.
Commissioner Hatley?
Here.
Commissioner Baker?
Here.
Commissioner Gerba?
Here.
Item 1 is the approval of the minutes of April 10th, 2017. Commissioners, you have the minutes. Is there any corrections or additions?
Yes, there is. I was absent, but I voted yes in a couple of places.
I'll make that correction.
This isn't Chicago. You can't. Yeah.
Okay, you'll make those changes, Kathy?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other corrections or additions? Call the roll, please, Kathy.
Commissioner Gerba?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Hatley?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Chairman Taylor?
Yes. Item 2 is the visitors section. If someone's here that's about a non-agended item, would you step forward to the microphone? Seeing none, we will proceed. To hear a request by Richard Burton of Burton and Sons Custom Concrete on behalf of Betty Ward for a second curb cut on a circular driveway located at Lot 2, Block 7, Kings Ridge Edition, better known as 1204 Cambridge Drive, Yukon, Oklahoma. Is there somewhere here? Yes, sir. Would you come forward, state your name and address, please?
Richard Burton. My address, 3101 Overholser, Choctaw, 73020.
Thank you, sir. Tell us about your request here.
Well, I had a call from Betty Ward. She's just interested in having a circular drive put in, so I came out and gave her an estimate, and I believe you guys have the drawing on that I had sketched out for it. She's just trying to get her some better parking and, you know, keep her company off the street and that type of thing. So she's just putting in a circle drive, and we worked her up a number, and here we are.
This is something that we've done many times before, especially in this edition. As we were conversing a while ago about the tree that shows on our picture, but you say the tree's gone now.
Correct, yes, yeah.
And so the other picture that you have in here of the property across the street, that will be similar to this one, so it has a little bit of grass in the front.
That's correct. There'll be a strip of grass, just almost exactly like the one across the street, yes.
Okay. Any of the commissioners have a question for this gentleman? You understand about the crosswalk that they've got in here on the drawing? The sidewalk crossing shall not be steeper than 1 inch, .48.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we'll maintain, we won't, you know, mess with the integrity of that at all.
Okay, is there further questions?
Nope.
Anybody like to read the motion?
I'll read it.
Okay.
In the case of the request by Burton and Sons Custom Concrete to a new driveway extension and curb cut at 1204 Cambridge Drive, we have read the staff report and received testimony at the public hearing. We find ourselves in agreement with staff findings, including all plans and attachments cited in the staff reports. I move that this item be approved with no conditions.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this driveway curb cut. Any other discussion? Anyone in the audience? Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gerba,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatley,
Yes.
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Chairman Taylor.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item 4 is to hear a request by Joe Horn on behalf of Inglacinia de Restaurant El Monto de las Olivias for a conditional use permit to permit radio station equipment on an existing tower located at Lot 8, Block 102, better known as 438 West Main, Yukon, Oklahoma, Canadian County. I'm sorry, I'm not conversed in Spanish to do a good job.
Well, you did pretty good, Larry.
Tell us about this, Joe. I'm sorry, say your name.
My name's Joe Horn. My address is 102 South 5th here in Yukon. Basically, all we're asking for is a conditional use permit in order to use the tower located at 438 West Main. That tower was originally a Cox communication tower that was in use for 40 years. It basically the only thing we're going to do to it is add a fence, which has already been added. It's 8 foot tall. The equipment is very small. It'll go underneath the tower. Not much of an antenna. It's really a small radio station. There's just really not that much to it.
Joe, is the tower being used for anything at this time?
No, it hasn't been used since Cox left.
And I'm assuming this broadcasting equipment will be some type of internet feed, or it's not going to be wired except up the. We'll have wiring going up the tower.
There'll be a cable. I believe it's a 1-inch cable that'll go up up to the top of the tower with an antenna up there. Like I said, the equipment will be underneath it. I believe there is internet.
I just wondered how they were going to use it to broadcast if it was a remote, obviously a remote broadcast.
Yeah, it's remote. The radio station won't be there. And the specifics on how they get from there to there, I couldn't tell you. But
Okay. Commissioners, y'all have questions?
We did send out notices, 300 foot all around it, so everybody did get proper notice. So,
And Mr. Attorney, we have a letter here from you, in your opinion, that this would not be an improper use of this tower.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. As Mr. Horn indicated, the facility has been there 40-odd years. When it was originally approved, no one remembers what all took place. It's been so long ago. Tower's been there, hasn't caused any problems with anybody. Nobody's objecting to it at this point in time. It appears that it's almost grandfathered in. It's been there so long. So that's the basis of my recommendation for approval.
So there'll be no danger of electrical on the fence or anything like that of someone brushing up against it?
I actually think that it's a lot safer now. Like I said, the fence has been replaced. It did have a 6 foot chain link fence. It was in pretty bad shape, and like I said, I've replaced it. It's 8 foot with barbed wire at the top of it. It's a lot safer than it was, and in better condition. Looks better. To my knowledge, it's never caused anybody any problem. The only complaints I ever hear about it's the birds.
The birds are going to go somewhere anyway. Hey, this isn't gonna raise the height of it at all with any additional thing at the top or
No.
anything
No.
on the sides other than this cable on the side. I've seen that before, so, okay.
No.
And the question you had, Mr. Chairman, everything is bonded on towers, and we'll make sure it's bonded correctly as well. So all the metal pieces that are attached to it would be grounded. The
Okay.
fence, the poles, the tower, the electrical.
All right.
Okay.
Is the electrical part of it, how are they gonna power it?
Well, there's
Are you aware?
a weatherhead. OG&E will attach to the weatherhead and drop down from overhead. So
Okay.
it'll come in behind the fence overhead.
Okay. And you understand the conditional use permit has to be redone to see that you abided by the
Annually.
qualifications on here.
Yeah.
All right, is there any more questions, or do we have someone like to read the motion?
I'll read the motion. I can butcher it just as good as Ed. In the case of the application for a conditional use permit submitted by Joe Horn on behalf of tenant Iglesia de Restauración El Monte de los Olivos Church, we have read the staff report and received testimony at the public hearing. We find ourselves in agreement with staff findings, including all attachments cited in staff reports. I move that this item be recommended for approval to the City Council with the following conditions. The conditional use permit will not be transferable. 2, failure to meet any of the terms or conditions of the conditional use permit will result in the revocation of the conditional use permit. A minimum 6-foot tall fence shall be erected around the tower site prior to issuance of final permits. Number 4, specific information, specifications for the proposed equipment to be added to the tower, as well as a site plan with the location of the equipment box in relation to the tower, shall be submitted to the Director of Development Services prior to final permits being issued for the use. If at any time this use is discontinued, all equipment must be removed completely from the site. Number 6, an emergency contact for the site shall be submitted to the City of Yukon and posted on site. Said contact shall be able to be reached around the clock in case of emergency.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for this conditional use permit. Is there any further comments?
You know, I did have one more question on that.
Okay.
On number 5, does that mean all the equipment? Is that just what we're adding this time, or would that take the entire tower out?
Just the equipment on the tower, not the tower.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please, Kathy.
Chairman Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Hatley?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber?
Yes.
Thank you,
Best of
Bill.
luck.
Thank you.
Number 5 is new business.
Mr. Chairman, there's none.
How is our sign ordinance coming? Is that going to come forward to us pretty soon?
We're still working on it. We've been sidetracked a little bit because there's some other things we're working on that we'll be bringing to you in the future. We kind of talked about one of those today, so
Yes.
we'll be looking at that first and then
Okay.
working on that sign ordinance.
Thank you. Open discussion. Any of the commissioners have anything they want to talk about or mention?
Well, we're coming up on summer. Tell everybody to get out and enjoy some of the parks and enjoy all the activities at the parks. That's a shameless plug for me. I came from the parks department, so get out there and enjoy it.
Well, they will be, I understand the pools are being filled and being cleaned now, and will be ready for the children as soon as school is out, which is happening very quickly now, and there's a lot of activities. Kids will be out walking in groups for a little treat, and around the grade schools, we need to really be careful, watch our speeds and watch for the school zones. Anything else? Our next meeting will be June the 12th. This meeting's adjourned.